Hi, welcome back to Celebrating Culture. We're here at the School of Design, which some people know as the Rex organization, and I'm with James Reiss III. James, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
So tell me the history of Rex and the School of Design. Why is there two names?
Rex was founded in 1872, a time post-Civil War in New Orleans when most of the citizens were still kind of reeling from the effects of the war during the Reconstruction era and still celebrating Carnival, but in a really disjointed and kind of unconnected way. The celebration back then was known as a fairly raucous celebration. Some businessmen at the time really wanted to bring some order and discipline to the celebration, but make it something that would attract visitors and help maybe even spur some life into the economy post-Civil War. These were gentlemen who were of all different walks of life in business and civic and philanthropic areas of culture. Many were involved in education, many were lovers of art, and so they thought that by focusing on those two areas, art and education, that they could really bring something special to the city that everyone could really coalesce around and be behind and really enjoy and have fun with. And so they chose the name the School of Design as the incorporated name. Rex was chosen to refer to the king. Rex in Latin means king, and the gentleman that they would choose each year to serve as Rex would be one of the gentlemen in the organization who represented the ideal qualities that they wanted to showcase: civic, philanthropic, and business leadership, and a dedication to making New Orleans a better place for everybody. It is one of the highest civic honors that a resident of New Orleans can have in any capacity, certainly during Carnival season.
There's a song from Rex that comes from 1872?
The rumor goes that Rex was created around the visit of Grand Duke Alexis of Russia, who was making a whirlwind tour of the United States at the time, and New Orleans was one of the cities, obviously, that was on his list. There was a musical called Bluebeard at the time being played in town, and one of the songs that was popular from that musical was a song called If Ever I Cease to Love, which was scored in 1870. It became kind of the unofficial tune of Rex that year as the Grand Duke Alexis watched the very first Rex parade march down St. Charles Avenue, and has stuck with the organization ever since. Really has become the official theme song of Mardi Gras, if you will. Got an upbeat tune, and I think it represents a lot of what we're trying to do, which is really just to have fun, make light of the fact that we're not actually kings and queens in this country. We have the freedom to pretend that one of ours is a king or a queen for a day and celebrate that freedom by having a great time in the traditional Mardi Gras way.
Another tradition is our colors. We have the purple and the gold and the green. There's a connection here because I think of LSU and Tulane.
It's very obvious to those of us that are students of history. The founders of the Rex organization really wanted to have a regal presence for Rex, not only Rex himself, but for the organization, and borrowing those traditional colors from monarchies of the past, showcasing faith and power, I think was important to them. And so they chose the colors purple, green, and gold, not only the official colors of the School of Design, but ultimately the official colors of all of Mardi Gras. That was early on, as early as the late 1870s, that those official colors were chosen. I think LSU probably chose those colors later on. Most of our members, if not all of them, are LSU fans at heart, as well as many Tulane fans. I would like to think that the schools borrowed those colors from the traditions of Rex and Mardi Gras, but I can only dream. Who knows?
Now, the themes, Rex themes are actually educational. So when you think of the School of Design, there's a lot for schools that goes on with Rex.
The themes are chosen from historical and mythological contexts with a real focus on an in-depth artistic product that makes people think and maybe have to pick up a book and read about where these themes came from. Last year is a great example. 2020, our theme was omens and auguries, dreams and portends of things to come, future notions and nightmares. So Chinese bats and other mythological Edgar Allan Poe floats.
Ladybugs.
The ladybugs were all on display last year, all designed by the Royal Artist, who's a float builder here in town. 8 of our floats, the theme never changes. We refer to them as the iconic floats, and they stay the same every year. Obviously, the King's float is your main iconic float, but the Buff Gras, which is a long-standing symbol of Carnival and Carnival celebrations going back thousands of years. The Jester, the Calliope, these never change.
And in line with that, you have unique things now that you started a few years ago with the throws?
We have. The leader of the Rex organization 5 or 6 years ago, a gentleman named Christy Brown, who was Rex himself in 2015, came up with a great idea, which was to match each individual themed float with its own bead. And it's really become a collector's item. People are chasing down each individual float to get one bead from each of the 20 individual floats. 20 of our 28 floats change with the theme every single year.
Now, there was one throw, the doubloon. And that goes back to 1960?
It does. The captain at the time, Darwin Finner, wanted to come up with an idea that would help not only make Rex unique, but something that would get the crowd re-energized. The idea of a coin, which still is around today in military circles, the challenge coin, if you will, was something that was very unique to him and really became a centerpiece of our throws.
You have on your website where schools can download, it seems, your float themes.
We do. We call it Rex in the Classroom. It's been an amazing endeavor for us. We've always done tours at the Den, and we've always worked with schools in the local area, not just in our neighborhood, but citywide, with the idea of talking about these themes and how they were derived and what they mean so that the kids can get a historical context and learn something from the process. www.rexorganization.com will take you to all the various aspects of Rex in the Classroom, and any teacher can reach out at any time. We do about 2,000 folks through the Den on any given year. Most of those are children from various age groups and class levels, and we have a blast doing it and think it's extremely important for the longevity of Mardi Gras and for the history of our city.
And now, traditionally on Mardi Gras, we have the meeting with Zulu.
We do. It's a great tradition that we brought back. Zulu has a celebration right down the street as a predecessor to their parade day, and as our relationship with Zulu has grown closer, we decided to invite them to join us on the stage in Mardi Gras with the mayor each year, which has been a huge home run for visitors. A lot of tourists will go down and see the spectacle of Rex on stage with the mayor and Zulu receiving the key to the city. I've seen as much as 3,000 people in front of that stage.
So Mardi Gras Day is a phenomenal day of community in New Orleans. People are barbecuing for miles along St. Charles Avenue and sharing their barbecue. We stopped to talk to Dickie Brennan about that experience of being a riding lieutenant in Mardi Gras.
Dickie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
On Mardi Gras Day, when Rex is rolling, the barbecue competition. So as the parade's gone by, there are families that are 3-4 generations of families.
It's an all-day picnic. It's a celebration. It's a day for us to turn it off. But at the same time, you're standing next to people, nobody knows anybody, but all day long, you interact, you connect. Here, try my chicken. Here, try this. You know, I mean, everybody's sharing.
Everybody is giving you a piece of chicken or rib or something to eat.
It brings the best out. I'm proud of what Mardi Gras does. And, you know, I think people don't get to see it, you know, or really get to understand it, which is, is unfortunate.
Now, understand, are you ever tempted when you're parading to enjoy?
You know,
because you're a food person.
I've had this opportunity for years to be a riding lieutenant, where you're on a horse. We're there to help manage the parade, but you're down low and you're right there, and as you're riding next to the float, you're right there just touching. You can touch the people. You can sit there, and when you stop, it's just a matter before the person that's grilling the chicken, you're going, my God, that smells good. So, I mean, the entire route, I'm like looking at every barbecue setup, like going, man, that's, you know, next thing you know, if it's a pause, they're telling you what's in the barbecue sauce. Drives me crazy. I want to eat the barbecue chicken. I probably have had some chicken that I won't admit to.
Yeah, you don't have to confirm or deny the rumors.
I probably have tasted chicken. I know I have.
We're here in the Rex room at Antoine's with Jeff Crouere, who's been in Rex for 30 years. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Hey, Charles, thank you.
So Jeff, Rex is the king of Mardi Gras, obviously. I mean, what is the morning like? You guys roll at, 9 a.m.?
You're supposed to get to the Den for 8, if not earlier, to prepare. It's a big morning where everyone gets dressed. Of course, you have breakfast there, you have camaraderie with everyone. There's, a band playing. It's a celebratory morning.
That night, you have the ball. That is a New Orleans iconic event.
Right, and this is what they call a ducal decoration, and the members wear this around their necks. Each year, again, it's a different design. I had the honor a few years ago. My daughter was one of the debutantes presented, and an experience she'll never forget. Really, all the pageantry.
It's unbelievable.
And
it's on TV.
And the fact that it's on TV, and the fact that she'll have something that she'll be able to tell her friends about for years.
You have a military history, and Rex has a connection.
I served proudly 14 years in the United States Marine Corps and had a great time doing it. I was very happy to learn of the tradition and history that Rex has with the U.S. military. Specifically, locally, the U.S. Marine Corps Reserves are headquartered here in New Orleans, and the Marine Corps Reserve Band opens our ball every single year on Mardi Gras evening.
You have several military units at the beginning of the parade.
Recent tradition has been that we have the Texas A&M marching group that leads out in front of the King's Float. Right behind them is another Marine Corps band from the local reserve headquarters. And then all throughout the parade, we've got various military bands that come in from all branches of the service and all over the country.
We're here on the banks of the Mississippi River. I'm with Ben Dupuy of the Rex organization, and this is sort of where Mardi Gras gets started. Ben, give me the details.
There's a good-natured debate between Mobile, Alabama and New Orleans. If you ask a Mobilian about Mardi Gras, they'll tell you they originated it in the United States. Ask a New Orleanian about it and they'll tell you that they perfected it. What the historians say about where the first Mardi Gras was celebrated in what would become the United States is about 50 miles south of here near Buras, Louisiana. On March 3rd, Mardi Gras Day, 1699, Iberville and his crew of explorers celebrated Mardi Gras. They documented it, and that's what historians point to as the first Mardi Gras celebrated in the United States.
So Louisiana can then say we were before Alabama.
That's right, we can. In 1999, 300 years to the day after Iberville and his crew documented their first Mardi Gras, the Rex organization sent a delegation of members down to Buras near the shores of Fort Jackson and commemorated a granite marker celebrating that occasion from 300 years prior.
Rex has this tradition. I mean, you inspire and set the bar for social philanthropy.
The Pro Bono Publico Foundation was created after Katrina to focus on helping schools, particularly public schools, in the support of the charter school movement that was arising after Katrina, get back on their feet and get kids back in the classroom. The Pro Bono Publico Foundation is led by Mr. Storey Charbonnet, who was Rex 2020 last year. He has been the chairman of the board since its inception of that foundation.
We're with Rex 2020, Storey Charbonnet. Storey, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Charles. Happy to be here.
There you are, King of Carnevale. What a great experience.
It's a tremendous honor for me personally and for my family. I've been involved with Mardi Gras for quite a long time through not only my father, who was previously a captain, but probably as much through my mother, who lived and breathed Mardi Gras. She passed away just prior to Mardi Gras this year.
So you go down St. Charles Avenue and there's Grace House.
Yes, that's the first toast of the day at 2525.
The next toast is Gallier Hall?
As we got down to Gallier Hall, there were a number of dignitaries that were going to be there. And so I was looking forward to the Archbishop. The mayor was going to be there. And then a very special toast for me personally from Mrs. Benson. I've got a tremendous amount of respect for what Mrs. Benson and her late husband Tom have done for this city, have just been incredibly generous to our city in so many different ways, whether it's to Jesuit, whether it's to Auctioner, or whether it's to Pro Bono Publico Foundation, which I am chairman of. Every time I turn around, I see their generosity and their leadership in helping the city to become a better place.
The Pro Bono Publico Foundation, you're really doing a lot. Tell me more about that.
There's never enough money to educate children. As we try to get more money into our charter schools to educate these children, philanthropy has been the answer. We've given about $8.5 million away. Recently, we have achieved a milestone of giving about $1 million per year, and it's our hope that we can continue doing that. Educating and raising children is very hard, and it is very expensive. It really is important to appreciate what our teachers do and to appreciate what these young children that work for Teach for America and graduate from college come down here and we throw them into a classroom and ask them to educate our kids. It's a tremendous responsibility, but it's also a very difficult challenge.
Rex has been working with Zulu at Mardi Gras, and it seems like it's expanding now to other programs.
One of the programs we recently started with Zulu is we come together each year, we each pick a charter school, and we make a financial contribution from the two of us to each of those two charter schools. And in the future, we'll be working with them on some other endeavors, including potentially a scholarship for float building for charter school kids.
There is a school in the West Bank for military that you've been very much involved with.
Colonel Schlafer has spent some time with myself and many of the other foundation members showing us what they have been able to do, and it's extraordinary.
We're here today at the New Orleans Military and Maritime Academy, and I'm with Colonel Schlafer. The academy opened in 2011. It's had a great success story. Colonel, tell me what's going on.
We are a Type 2 public charter school serving students grades 8 through 12 in the New Orleans area. Type 2 means that we fall directly under the purview of the Louisiana Board of Elementary and Secondary Education. And as you just pointed out, we're in our 10th year of operations. The Pro Bono Publico Foundation has been with us, supporting us since the very beginning. We started that first year with just over 100 cadets. We're now over 1,000 cadets strong. So Pro Bono has really enabled that extraordinary growth through generous contributions received over the years through their grant program. The foundation has supported a number of NOMA's programs. Our cyber engineering program, allowing us to enhance our focus on science, math, computer programming, robotics, and even participate in robotics competitions, which has been a real boost both to the learning environment and to the morale of the cadets. The foundation has been with us as part of our campus expansion project so that we could build and renovate the facilities needed to add an 8th grade. We are now an A-rated school with a 94% graduation rate, and in fact, we are the top performing open enrollment school in New Orleans. So the foundation has helped get us to this point and has really helped NOMA create a pathway to service and personal achievement for both cadets and families. And I think that reflects the foundation's patriotism and genuine commitment to the city of New Orleans. So I genuinely appreciate the opportunity to say thank you to the Pro Bono Publico Foundation. Semper Fi.
Colonel, I want to thank you for being on the show, and thank you for all you bring into New Orleans, not only for the youth, but also the culture that you guys bring and just the other connection to Mardi Gras and everything else. So it's great that you guys are here. Continue success with the 8th grade and all the learning education.
Well, we very much appreciate it, and thank you very much for taking the time to visit us here at NOMA today.
If someone wants to find out any more, is there a website?
Sure, noma.net. They can go out there and find out pretty much everything they need to know. We also have a Facebook site that they can visit.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more of Celebrating Culture.
We need to have a toast in honor of the house and to Rex.
To the great traditions.
To the great traditions.
That's one of the nice ones, and this is a bourbon milk punch. I can't remember a time growing up, waking up as a kid, helping set up the house, getting ready Mardi Gras Day for everybody coming over, that we weren't pouring bourbon milk punches. It was our breakfast drink, and people show up, you have a bourbon milk punch. When we opened this restaurant, Bourbon House, our signature drink is a frozen bourbon milk punch, and it's all because of growing up in New Orleans, Mardi Gras Day.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras.
Happy Mardi Gras! Happy Mardi Gras!
Happy Mardi Gras!
What do you say?